Hey guys, I missed all you. It's been a long time. You can tell by my voice that I'm not 100% still, but I'm going for 85 or 90. Not gonna wait till 100. I'm feeling so much better. I gotta tell you, I was so sick that I actually thought I wasn't gonna make it for a while. That's how sick I was. And when you get sick, you start thinking about stuff like that, you know? Hey, we have one viewer, welcome. So this is MJ, and I'm at Mr. T's place in the karaoke room. T very kindly allowed me to come in here and just hang out. And so, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be doing this throughout the broadcast because I'm not quite there yet. I might cough a couple times, but believe me, it's nothing compared to what it was like 2 weeks ago. I made a bottle of my famous rum. Thank you, Mark, I appreciate it. Thanks very much, bro, nice to see you. I made a bottle of my famous rum, and I'm drinking some of it now. I gotta tell you, when you're sick, it depends on what you got, and I'm not gonna recommend this necessarily, but for me, it feels good if I booze up a little bit. Of course, you know, I don't like to get drunk, and I don't like to, you know, that makes you more sick. But a little bit of alcohol, when I feel sick, certain types of sickness makes me feel better. And now I'm at the point where a little bit of booze is gonna make me feel good. Thanks, Mark. Now, T's chef made me some eggs. She's making me a really nice beef and vegetable soup. No noodles, just beef soup. Now this is one of the fried eggs. Look at this. One of the fried eggs she made. So I'm just gonna go for it. Oh yeah, the edges, I don't know how she does this. It must be a super hot wok. As you can see the edge, look at that. That's crunchy. But the center of the egg is still liquid. Fantastic. Boy, some people just know how to cook. See, the yolk was runny, but the edge of the egg was crispy. I love that. You guys like that? When you find eggs like that? Because for me, that's the ultimate. I like it when the edges are a little bit crunchy, you know, from being fried, but then the inside is runny. Oh, that's good. It does, Mark. There's no question about it. It tastes fantastic. If you're a runny egg person like I am, here you go. Come on in. Oh. 我Chinese tea， 我讲英文，不好意思。哇，好。这么漂亮。谢谢，谢谢。好，谢谢。Now this is the big bowl of soup, and she's going to get me a spoon. I thought that was tea. What I said to her was, oh, I thought you were tea. Because I spoke English, I said, come on in. Oh, 谢谢谢谢，很漂亮哈，谢谢谢谢你。All right, let me take the camera off the clamp and show you on the back camera. Okay, it actually has some tomato in it. Here you go. Ready? There you go. And this is cilantro or coriander. And it looks like some lettuce in there. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. Look at this. Pieces of beef. And I think that's pork too. I think that's pork right there. Pieces of beef and carrot. Look at this. This is an Asian soup, man. This is Asian all the way. All right. So what I'm going to do is, this is a big bowl. See how big this bowl is? Look at my hand. See how big this bowl is? It's going to be too big for me to pick up. So I'm going to dish it out in the runny egg mess when I'm all done. Because, you know, there's nothing like combining different flavors and different textures, right, when you eat. So proper food, yeah. It's a good way of putting it. So let me go ahead and finish these eggs. I thought that was tea. That's why I said come on in. Hey John, how are you? John, this is my first goat, or stream in weeks. I've been so sick. John, how you doing? Nice to see you. And John, it is a little bit cold, yeah. John, I really haven't been catching many scopes, but I caught a little bit of your some of your presentation from Myanmar. Looks good. I got the whole village. Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about. So tell me what you heard, because I don't know. Anyway, we got one more egg, and I'm going to get the and I'm going to get the soup going. All right. Yeah, my wife had type B flu, and it took me a long time to get it. Oh, I see. Oh, back to Chiang Mai. Okay, cool. Actually, when JL was here, he had a little bit of a cough. So who knows? I mean, the thing these days, right, when you're traveling. So I'm going back to the States next week, and believe me, I'm wearing a mask the whole way. These days, you can't, you know, can't goof around. All right. Fun floor, that's right. That's right, just for a quick medical study. Not staying. Yeah, I'm going to meet with Steve, yep. Because where I'm going, John, is 30 minutes away from Steve. That would be just ridiculous not to meet Steve. You know, that'd be like the most impolite thing in the world. I mean, if there's absolutely no way, you know, so 2.5 weeks and you will be in Taiwan. That's fantastic. Yeah. And Mark, I know you're going to Hualien, so you can comment on what you see over there. Now I'm getting ready to do the soup. And John, right before you came in, Dave in Osaka, how you doing? Nice to see you too. John, if I didn't give you a fist bump, I'm sorry. I just neglected. All right, let me do this. Let me do this. Hold on. Switch camera. This is the soup that I just got. It's a beef soup. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Mark. And it's got beef in it. You can see the bean sprouts. It's got cilantro. It's got lettuce. Yeah, that's right. At T's Place. Yep. Beef, and I think it has some pork in it too. I think I saw some pork. Yeah, there's some pork right there. Right there's some pork. Now look how YouTube does the back camera. This is great. YouTube does back camera video. Fantastic. Hey, come in. All right.
They fix something a little bit on the highway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Go ahead. We're good. No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
T's repair guy's coming and he's going to work on the. It does look great, doesn't it? T's repair guy's going to come in and work on the karaoke machine for a minute, so he's asking me for permission. Unbelievable. So I put that in a little bowl because it's too much. Ah, this is fantastic. This is great. Nice to see everybody here. Thank you for joining me because I haven't been on in like 3 weeks. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear JL was sick. I saw one of JL's subsequent scopes and he had a cough. And nobody got the flu though, because the thing is when they were here I didn't have it. I didn't have the flu until like, let me see, Wednesday I think, or Tuesday, so. John, I'm using Streamlabs. I'm actually, and Streamlabs has an iOS app that does the same thing. I am broadcasting on my mobile phone with the Streamlabs Android app. And one of the things that it does is give you a chat box to embed it, to burn it to the stream. So you can do the same thing with iOS, and you can move the chat box anywhere else you want. You can put it this side, anywhere you want. And it also does alerts and everything else that Streamlabs does, pretty much. I mean, the mobile app is a little bit less capable than the OBS version, for example. But if you wanted to do like a donation goal or anything like that, or thank super users and whatnot, with the alerts, you can do all that with Streamlabs. So just check out Streamlabs, Streamlabs. There you go. Okay, you're good. I also installed the Streamlabs OBS version on my PC, and it's fantastic. And it allows you to, gives you a chat box. So anyway. Oh, it's easy. You, with your background in live streaming, you will be able to figure it out in 10 seconds. Just log into YouTube, and then go to the editor, and you can edit the size, and you can, it gives you like the boxes that you can drag. You can drag the box, you can resize the box. So they're turning on the karaoke machine. Yes, but I believe you can just natively use it for Periscope too, without going through Producer. That's my understanding. The new version, I haven't done it yet, but my understanding is you can use the new version and go directly, just use your login credentials. But yes, you can. That's true. The OBS version, you can. Let me show you this. Oh, I know, it's really good. It makes a very nice presentation, John. Actually, Streamlabs solved a major problem that was plaguing us. Those of us who want to use YouTube Live, they're trying to fix the machine. They may actually play a couple songs here. Yeah, for those of us who like to use YouTube Live, for live streaming, it's really a pain in the neck because the comments, don't survive the broadcast. So this is the only way. Right. Succulent pieces of milk-fed beef. I don't know what that is, though. Anytime, John. I'm at your disposal. John, you know you have access to me anytime. The only two things on the menu, Dave, were I had some eggs, and they were spectacular because the outside edges of the eggs were actually crispy and the inside was liquid. And the soup, I wanted this soup because I've been cold, and it's just nice. True. Well, John, keep on doing what you're doing with Periscope, but do some streams on YouTube once in a while. That'd be good. Build up your audience. I sometimes stream on both. I use Periscope to promote YouTube. So, oh, that's really good. I love that. I don't know what that's called in Thai, but man, that's really, really good. Oh, this is a beef joint with beef bone and sinew. Gung che nam pa. Dave, your linguistic abilities just astonish me. Yes. That would be Wirecast. the one that does the simultaneous Wirecast. Excuse me, I'm blow my nose. But for like this, I just got my mobile phone, you know, and you've seen me stream my mobile phone a million times. I just got it in the clamp, you know, and this for the yes, you do. It's expensive too, relatively speaking, but yeah, Streamlabs is free, and you have to admit this looks pretty darn good. And I'm using it in what we call full screen mode, so I'm not seeing the comments that I can scroll. I'm looking at the stream. If I tap this button, then I can go back and look. Actually, what I want to do, John, is I want to click on your name here. I want to make you a moderator. Excuse me. I gotta hack something up. Excuse me. With Streamlabs, if you press and hold the screen for a long press, it turns into full screen mode, and then you see the comments as they're burned to the stream. The reason I do that is because sometimes when you're in moderator mode, where you can see the comments, right? Right. If you're in moderator mode, sometimes the comments can come up 3 or 4 seconds, and if the internet connection is really bad, it can be 10 or 20 seconds before they come up on the stream. And that's the problem. So I don't want to respond to comments that haven't shown up on the stream. So the latency is not too bad, no. But what I did do, and you need to do this, if you guys use YouTube, you need to go in and set it for low latency. And low latency means that you're never going to be able to live stream in 4K, but who cares? You can still live stream in 720 or 1080, so that's good enough. This is 720, and this is more resolution than anybody would ever want to see me in. So this is pretty good, 720. The latency is not bad at all. I'm using my regular Wi-Fi box, and the Wi-Fi box is sitting out in the other room. I'm doing Wi-Fi through the wall, so. All right, well, thanks. That's because you've seen me in real life. All right, so the thing is, Streamlabs really does a fantastic job. And you know what? I had some issues with Streamlabs, and their customer service is fantastic. It's a free app. And they were going back and forth with me to try to solve problems, and really, really so polite and responsive. It was amazing. It was refreshing to deal with somebody like that. So they're 100% pros. These Streamlab guys, 100% pros. Love them. And so now I feel like on YouTube I have attained the convenience of Periscope with the comments, because my replay viewers can see the comments now. I feel very confident about that. And that's good. Plus I got the higher resolution. And so if I want to do a stream of some cultural event or something, and I still have the comments, I feel really, really good about that. Yeah. So that's the deal with that. Now, I don't have it with me, but I have a new scotch. Of course, it's not new. It's new to me. A new scotch to review. So I'm thinking the next time I come on, I'm going to bring the bottle and show you guys, and we'll do a quick tasting and a review. And it's really very intense. Nice. It's not a smoky one, but it is an Islay Scotch from the island of Islay. And so you know me, I love my Scotch, and so we'll do that next time. Anyway, so John, you're back home, Chiang Mai. Actually, John, you know Van, right? Remember Van, the guitar player that used to play with me, that sometimes comes with me on Periscope? He's in Chiang Mai right now. So if you see him, walk up to him and introduce yourself and tell him who you are and the reason you're saying hi. Yeah, and his wife is Taiwanese, and her name is Kitty. Do you remember the guy named Van? He's bald on the top of his head, plays acoustic guitar, really good acoustic guitar player and singer, and he's appeared with me on Periscope and I think on YouTube. Actually, Van and I talked to Van the other day, and we've scheduled. We're going to do an appearance here in T's place. We're going to play guitar together, and in YouTube it's stereo, so we're going to play guitar together here in T's karaoke room when Van comes back, and when I come back from the States. We're going to take a couple of weeks and work up some tunes to make sure that we can do like about 45-minute set. His name is Van Stokes. He's now in Chiang Mai. Yes, he is. So if you see him walking around, he usually wears a ball cap, and he'll be with a Taiwanese lady. Now I know you can't tell Taiwanese perfectly when you see them, but anyway, he's a tall guy. You can go back on my personal, not Taiwan Live, my personal Periscope channel, and see a scope that Van and I did where we were outside Win-Win's place and playing guitar. We played until Win-Win told us the cops were coming, and then we had to quit. So yeah. Yeah, Van will get a kick out of it if you recognized him and came up and said something to him. Now here's another one of these beef joints. Understand, John, take care. When the wife calls, you gotta go. 再见, 谢谢, 谢谢. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I'm way better now than I was. Thank you, John. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, follow John Ho. Follow him on Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. And Instagram. Oh, a little piece of hard bone. That's okay. All right. Yeah, John does a lot on Instagram too. He does the Instagram stories, you know, where you can do little clips of live streaming on, or you can record and then assemble them as stories on Instagram. What am I doing? I can't even remember what I'm talking about. These are good. These are little beef joints, and they contain, you know, the building blocks that you need to keep your joints nice and pliable and supple. And so when you eat things like this, like the keratin and collagen and so forth in these joints, it's actually giving you the building blocks that your body needs to repair these things. There's a study that I read about, and it was a new arthritis medicine. Yes, you can. I've never done it and I've never seen it, but I understand that you can. But I believe that the caveat is you can only do portrait mode. I don't believe that you can do landscape mode, because everything in Instagram is portrait mode. But I read about a study where they had a bunch of arthritis patients test out a new drug, and the test for arthritis mobility is, can you unscrew a jar that's tightened to a certain degree, and they measure how tight it is, and can you open it. And so they did the study, and then they asked a certain group, would you stay on for 10 more days? We want to try something else. And a portion of the study group decided to stay on for an additional 10 days. And what they gave them was chopped up chicken cartilage in orange juice. They gave them 1 glass of orange juice per day with chopped up chicken cartilage, and they didn't even make it to the end of the 10 days because the range of motion and the strength that the arthritis patients had, they could all open the jar after a few days because of the chicken cartilage gave them the building blocks that they needed to repair what was wrong with them. So I want to think about that sometime. There's a lot to be said about some of these foods. Dave in Osaka knows this, John Ho knows this. Many of the travelers that you see on Periscope and YouTube know that a lot of the food that you eat overseas contains viscera. It might contain a piece of lung, heart, kidney, liver, even the gallbladder, or nerve, or connective tissue. And especially the nerve and connective tissue that you get in the pho, the PHO, that's the Vietnam style beef soup. That stuff is really, really good for repairing what's wrong with you. So, I do? Okay, well that's good. Well, I'm old, Mark, you know. Old guys know stuff, I guess. But seriously, there's a reason that these, like, Vietnamese soups contain nerve and sinew in it. And there's another reason, you know, why, it's the same reason, why the older people eat it. It's because it makes them feel better. It's really true. So when I saw those joints in there, I was quick to try to nibble as much of that material around as I could. Now this is another small bowl of it. And it's really, really good. Oh, that's got a rich beef flavor with black pepper. You can imagine that. Now, Vietnam is known for black pepper, and not a lot of people know that who haven't been there. I haven't been there yet, but I happen to know that Vietnam is known as a supplier of fantastic black pepper. And whenever T gives me black pepper in this restaurant, it is better than black pepper than I get in other places. Yes, it is. Exactly. Exactly. And these folks here, they know. All right. So this has a rich beef flavor with the vegetables. You can taste the tomato, which may seem unusual to some people, but it is often a component in Asian food. And the lettuce, boiled lettuce, cooked lettuce in soup, is something that a lot of Westerners have to get used to. They're not used to it. Well, these are some other leafy vegetables. I'm not sure what these are. These guys here, I'm not sure. But it's all really good. With bean sprouts, carrots, a little bit of green onion. Hey, Bernardo, how you doing? All right, nice to have you with us. First stream I've done in weeks. And of course, slices of beef. How are you, Bernardo? Hope everything's going all right. I was hoping Jaspy was going to join us because we're early tonight. And I figured maybe Henry might be able to make it. But I think Rob and Ken and all those guys, they're in the rack because it's early morning. Thank you, Bernardo. It's good to see you too, and it's really good to be here. I know my voice is a little bit shot, but you should have heard it last week. I'll be ready to sing in another week. All right. Now, is Dave in Osaka still here? Dave, you still here? Dave in Bangkok this week. Okay, excellent, Dave. You know, the latency is fantastic. I just asked you that, and you came on. How's Bangkok? Now I got to apologize. what I've been doing is, it's very fast. What I've been doing is, I've been getting up in the morning, taking my kid to school, and going to Starbucks with my wife. Pollution's really bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Our weather here, our air quality here has been very good recently, but yeah, I heard about that. I'm sorry to hear that. Wear a mask if you can. Dangerously high levels. Wow, wear a mask if you can. We don't want you getting upper respiratory problems because of pollution. But I've been taking my wife to Starbucks for a coffee and you know, something to eat, and I've been going home about 10:30 in the morning, and I've been going to sleep. And I've been sleeping almost every day. Sometimes I'll go to sleep at noon around there, but I've been sleeping until like 4 o'clock when it's time to go pick up my kid. I've been racking, you know, 3, 4, 5 hours a day for the last 3 weeks. I haven't been watching scopes. I haven't been doing anything. I've just been barely keeping up with messages. That's what you got to do, excuse me, when you're sick. It's about rest, about giving your body downtime. That's what I've been doing. So not all of it, not all of it. I haven't lifted any weights yet. Now tomorrow's Monday, and I'm gonna try to go back on my fast tomorrow because I like to remember I was doing the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday fasting and eating Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to try to go back to that tomorrow and see if I can go through that. Yes, the body will tell you what it needs. Exactly, Mark. So I was giving myself a lot of rest and a lot of reasons to get better rather than just, you know, pushing myself all the time. And fortunately, due to our situation, my wife and I can afford to do that. I don't have to work in an office. That's very, very fortunate for us. You know, we thank God for that. He takes very good care of us. And so anyway, that's what I've been doing. So I haven't been watching many scopes. I saw a little bit of Dave in Myanmar, and I saw a little bit of John, but Dave and John scoped together, and I didn't see it. I got to go back now. So, body says drink a beer. Bernardo, you must obey. You must obey what your body says. Actually, Bernardo, I think your body says you need an old monk. That's what you need. You need some old monk. So when I got here tonight to T's place, what I did was I just thought what would make me feel the best. And a couple of eggs, some good protein, and then some nice hot soup. I knew that would do it. So that's what I'm doing. The nice hot soup. Now let me see, what time is it? Oh, I got a new watch. 21. I got a new watch. It's a Kickstarter project that I joined 2 years ago, and it came in the mail the other day while I was sick. And the main feature of it is that it has a UHF walkie-talkie in it. It actually transmits from 400 to 470 megahertz with the CTCSS. That's the what we used to call the PL tones. That's the squelch tones, and it has a squelch and tone adjustments. It's really amazing. I got 2 of them. So I put one on Phoenix and turn her loose in the mall, and I'm, you know, pressing the button on my watch and talking to my watch. And you should see the Taiwanese people when I'm doing this, going, you know, Papa to Phoenix, where are you? It's just like Dick Tracy. So, oh, it is. Okay, well that's good. It must be the soup. Also, it kind of, the thing is about the human voice in particular, because I did damage my vocal cords when I was younger, and I went through the therapy, and then that's years later I became a vocal teacher, and those experiences early on really helped me a lot with rehabilitation. But one of the amazing things about the body is one of the best ways to rehabilitate the body is to use whatever body part you're trying to rehabilitate in a normal manner. Just do the range of motion of whatever it is with a nominal amount of weight. And with the voice, don't talk hoarsely. Don't, talk like that. Talk normally. Breathe normally. And as you speak, it kind of straightens itself out. It's amazing. And you're right. I feel better. I'm not ready to sing, but I'm not ready to do any voiceover work either. But the point is that it's, less croaky, like you say. Yeah, it feels that way. It feels better. And so with the voice, if you use it the way it's supposed to be used, and with singing, if you want to rehabilitate your singing voice, sing correctly. If you've lost some of your range or you don't feel good, that's okay. Just sing within the range that you can sing and just use it normally and it'll come back. I damaged my vocal cords and I went in therapy, and the doctor told me after he looked at them, he said, I can't tell that there was anything ever wrong with your vocal cords. And after that, I knew I was on my way back. And in my 40s, I could scream the high A on the guitar. And I did it and got to keep dancing. It's a song I released. So it's been forever documented. So yeah. One of the best ways is to just use whatever in the correct manner. Goes for the back too. If your back is out, and I know because I ruptured a disc, L5S1. I've been through physical therapy. I was out for like a year and a half. If your back goes out and you do exercises that position your back in a proper body mechanical position, it'll come back. Body mechanics is very, very important. So, wow, we always talk about such interesting topics. Wow. Hey, Henry. Nice to see you. We were just talking about you a few minutes ago. Hoping you could join us. How's it going? All right. Now, Henry in Sweden is a nurse. He's a medical man. And Henry, we were just talking about therapy and the fact that one of the best things you could do with therapy, with the human body, is to just use whatever body part you're trying to rehabilitate. Just use it in a normal manner. And the body's amazing about restoring function. All right. Wow, this is fantastic. Bernardo, let me check something. I want to make Bernardo a moderator. I want to check and make sure that Henry... Nope, Henry's not a moderator. I'm going to make him a moderator. I think David Osaka already is a moderator. Nope, David Osaka's not a moderator. Now you guys are all moderators. Let me go back. I want to make Mark Casey a moderator too. Okay. Well, the Olympics, there you go. You know, they're good. Well, now, Dave, now you see the little icon by your name at the end of the text box. Wow. You should have seen all the black pepper in the bottom of that bowl. Wow. Fantastic. Really? I wonder why. They're making too much money on pay-per-view, I guess. Now, I'll be honest with you. I haven't looked for anything. I got this cable box that Henry recommended to me a long time ago. I finally found it. It's a an Android box. No, they're not. They're not. They're a superpower in martial arts, though, let me tell you. But there's an app that that Henry actually turned me on to, and I've been watching it. And what I've been watching is I've been watching Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits reruns, and there are 2 channels devoted just to those episodes. So you can watch them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when they reach the end of this series, they go back to the beginning. So it's pretty interesting. So I've caught up a lot. They scared the heck out of me too. And a couple of them I was watching today, I was like, oh, this is the one I haven't seen since I was just a kid. Oh, and I was looking at that, so that's really great. Hey Mike, how are you doing? Nice to see you. You'll say just won a medal in the loots? That's wow. Oh really? That's interesting, Dave. So you were like one of these, huh? Yep. Yeah, I saw one just the other day about the 2-dimensional being named Ek. This is on The Outer Limits, that found himself in the 3-dimensional world, and he couldn't assimilate 3-dimensional food. And I haven't seen that since I'm in my 60s, man. I haven't seen that for like 45 years or no. Actually, I saw those Outer Limits. I saw them when they came out in like 1963. So it's been like 50 years. It's amazing how well some of them stand up. Well, let me tell you, after watching The Outer Limits, I was amazed at 2 things. The number of actors that The Outer Limits has in common with Star Trek, and the number of sets, and they have stood the test of time, absolutely. The number of sets and props that have either inspired Star Trek, or like I saw the car from Forbidden Planet, you know, the one that Robbie the Robot drives up to meet Leslie Nielsen, you know, when after the ship landed. I saw that car in an Outer Limits. And so yeah, and like I saw an Outer Limits that had Leonard Nimoy in it the other day, and a lot of the old Paramount Pictures stock that they used in Star Trek. So I was like, wow. And a lot of the things like, you know, glass tubes that came up and filled with gas and stuff, that's like Lost in Space. I mean, so much of that stuff came from The Outer Limits, and I think to a lesser degree from, but not limited to, but including the Twilight Zone. So it's pretty amazing. I kept watching it and go, wow, I remember that came out later in a Star Trek episode, or that came out later in some other science fiction movie, but it was started in The Outer Limits. So that thing was way ahead of its time. And I got to tell you, when I was a kid, I'm with you, Dave, scared the crap out of me. So yeah, but I'm about 20 years older than you, so you were watching the reruns, but I was watching the original ones when they came out when I was a kid. I hear that little dot, and then there's nothing wrong with your television set. And I was like, oh no, we are controlling the picture. You know, once I heard that, I'd be watching a show like this, you know. For the next hour, we will control everything. Yeah, that's how it was. There's one, I believe the title of the episode was called The Man with the Power, starring Donald Pleasance, where he developed a mental power where he could send like a lightning cloud or energy and do away with people. That scared the hell out of me. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking I was hearing that all night long. You know, it's a mosquito. I lived in Florida. Every time I hear a mosquito, oh no, it's The Outer Limits. You know, and that's what would happen. And you know that Donald Pleasance one, I saw it not recently. I saw it a couple years ago, and I was like watching it, going, you know, oh, it was fantastic. And so when you see these things when you're a kid, and you see them when you're, it's fantastic watching them again as an adult. So I have a considerable collection of 1950s and 1960s sci-fi movies. Excuse me. And so I got a lot of them, and if you guys want them, I'll hook you up. One of the movies that scared me bad when I was a kid was Tarantula. Do you guys remember that? Leo G. Carroll, the guy who played Mr. Waverly on The Man from U.N.C.L.E., you know, the boss, played a scientist. And gosh, who was his assistant? She was a hottie. Some of those 60s babes in these movies, oh, they don't make women like that anymore. Oh my goodness. And Leo G. Carroll, somebody injected him with the formula that he was using to grow these, you know, these creatures big, and it made his face all distorted and stuff. That scared me half to death when I was a kid. So here's what I want to ask you guys. What movie or television show gave you nightmares when you were a kid? 617-254-TALK. That was the old Talk America. No, it was 1-800 actually. The old Talk America call-in number. So we don't have a call-in number yet. I'm going to get one one of these days. My business has an 800 number, but I don't want to give that out for that. But yeah, I'd like to know what movie or TV show scared you when you were a kid. So the other show Sterling did was called Night Gallery. That was a scary show too. I remember the one that I can think of, Night Gallery. Do you remember the one with the Grim Reaper? And the guy used to talk to it. It was on the painting, and then he went to talk to it. I think he was mocking it one day, and it was gone. It wasn't on the painting anymore. It was gone. And he hears a, you know, it's a scythe going through the air. I remember that one. All right, let me do this. There's a YouTube movie that I found. About 1999, I found the DVD of it, but it's on YouTube now. Somebody has a bootleg copy on YouTube. I will put, Tales of the Unexpected, a British show. I don't know that one. Oh, that's cool. Via the Visitor. Oh, I remember that. Yes. About the aliens that came to Earth and they ate rodents and stuff. Yeah, Via the Visitors. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was good. I like that. If that's the same one. But the DVD that I found, good, was a movie called The Sound of Horror, and it stars Ingrid Pitt and Miranda Soledad, or Soledad Miranda. Now, if you guys know anything about 60s starlets, Ingrid Pitt and Soledad Miranda, that's like having gold and platinum together wrapped up. Anyway, you guys can figure that out. You can look those people up. But there's a movie called The Sound of Horror, and I will post the link in the late night group. When I was a junior in high school, I went to my friend John Beeler's home. This would have been 1973 or 74. And we watched that movie like late night, you know, at his house on a black and white TV with the lights out. Scared the hell out of us. And I won't tell you why, but I'll post the movie for you guys. I'll post the link when I go back home tonight. Give me a little while. I'll post it in the late night group. The Sound of Horror. It's campy. It's a classic, you know. It's worth watching. But it won't scare you now as an adult, you know, but it scared us as high school students. But when you watch it, you'll understand why it scared us so bad. It's pretty funny, so. And John and I have talked about it since that time. I had a good laugh. Land of the Giants was Dina Lund. I don't know who Dina Lund is, but I remember Land of the Giants, and I enjoyed Land of the Giants. That was a good movie, a good TV series. That ran about the same time as Lost in Space, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So there you go. The sound of horror. And John and I went camping on our high school friend. Our high school friend had some land, you know, her parents had, and we went camping on their land. About 2 weeks later, and that movie was still, you know, in our memory. And I remember we were camping for the whole weekend, and the second night we went camping Friday night. Excuse me. And the second night, Saturday night, John didn't want to go, so I went by myself. And about midnight, she absolutely was extremely valuable to that franchise. And she's in that movie, in Sound of Horror. She's actually quite young in that movie. And so I'm all alone in the tent, and I hear somebody approaching the tent, and I had a knife with me, and so I'm gripping the knife thinking, when they come into the tent, I'm going to stab them. It's my friend John. He said, I couldn't bear the thought of you being out here all by yourself all night. He says, if you are going to be out here all night by yourself, I'm coming here to go camping with you. So he ended up coming in and joining me in the tent, but he almost got stabbed. Boy, those were the days. Our friend Jeanette, she boarded horses, and a lot of the horse owners did not come to ride the horses every week, so the horses needed to be exercised. So one of the like Saturday morning, John and I woke up and went outside, and there were 2 horses tied up to the tree for us to ride that Jeanette had brought out in the early morning. And we rode them all day. Those were the days. It was so much fun. I miss those days. That was a lot of fun. Going camping and riding horses all day. That's so nice. Yes, that's right. It's amazing, huh? I know she was known, you know, for taking her clothes off, but she was a fine actress. She didn't have to do that, in my opinion, to make it. She was known for being she did it because she was very beautiful. She was extremely attractive. That's why she did it. But she was also, in my opinion, a very fine actress. And if you guys know who Soledad Miranda is, Soledad Miranda has been described as one of the most painfully beautiful women that have ever walked the earth. And she died at, I believe it was 27, in an automobile accident with her husband. So she was gone. But look up Soledad Miranda and some of the movies that she did. And with Jess Franco, just off the charts. But can't recommend them to everybody. How long have we been on? How long have we been on? Where is the timer? I don't know. I don't know where the timer is. Gosh. Anyway, I feel like I should go. I don't want to wear out my welcome on the first time. Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate it. I don't want to wear out my welcome on my first time back, you know, in so long. I gotta say something to talk about next time. But I did not. It's a nice discussion. I like it. And you guys are bringing out some really, really great stuff. I'm down to my last bowl of this soup. We can stick around if you want. I was just saying I thought maybe I might not want to wear out my welcome on my first stream back after 3 weeks. But up to you guys. Okay, very good. Well, give me something else to work with. What are some of the other movies that you used to watch, you know, when you were a kid, and that it needed more movie knowledge? Well, the best way to get movie knowledge, really, in my opinion, is YouTube, because there's so many movies that, you know, are interconnected. And yeah, I got to admit, I agree with you on that. Now, there was a guy in the 60s. There is a movie genre that I wonder if you guys have heard about. It's called Peplum. P-E-P-L-U-M, Peplum. Yes. I love the Hammer movies too, and there are a lot of them on YouTube, and I own a lot of them too. So, yep, Soledad Miranda was a beauty, absolutely. Christopher Lee, yeah, that's another one. Holy cow! Talk about a master. That guy was incredible. He was incredible. Jaws was a scary movie when you were a kid. Let me tell you, I went to North Carolina with my friend John, with his family. His family invited me to go on vacation with them for a week. So we went to Carolina Beach, and I was reading Jaws. Now, Carolina Beach is in North Carolina, and it's on the Atlantic Ocean, and it's rife with sharks. Those little nippy little black tip reef sharks that are a pain in the neck, that if you're reeling in the fish, they'll take a bite out of it. Well, I was in the water and I was swimming, and a shark came right up to me like this, and I was like, holy cow. So I got out for a week. Peter Cushing is another one, and he played an excellent Dr. Frankenstein. I wouldn't go back in the water for a couple of days, not a week, a couple of days. And I was saying, nah, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. My chances of getting bit by a shark are just astronomically low. So I went back in, I was splashing around and playing, and all of a sudden another shark came up to me like this, and, you know, showed me his mouth, and that was it. I was out. And that was, you know, when Peter Benchley's book, Jaws, had come out. It was before the movie, and I was reading the book. I should never have read the book. Well, can you blame them? I mean, seriously. Can you blame them? Poltergeist, another one that freaked me out. Dave says, well, I will say this. I draw the line at ghosts and demons. I never saw The Exorcist. I don't see ghost stories. I don't see demon stories. I'll tell you why. Really? I don't want anything to follow me home. That's the honest truth. Exorcism was terrifying. Yeah, I heard it was terrifying, and I didn't want to be terrified in that way. But seriously, you guys might think I'm joking, but I don't want to go in that environment where something might follow me home. So call me a wuss or whatever you want, but I draw the line at ghost stories. See, I like monsters, I like UFOs, I like Bigfoot, you know, things like that. I mean, I think Bigfoot is a real animal, but there are Bigfoot movies that they, you know, talk about, the scary movies and stuff like that. And I like stupid movies. I like the really, really dumb B movies. Don't ask me why. But sometimes the B movies, the dumber they are, the more I like them. But I never saw The Exorcist. But Godzilla was more, the old one or the new one with what was his name? Ferris Bueller, Matthew. You know what I'm talking about? That one. Old ones, yeah, okay, the old ones. I like the old ones where they painted in the fire coming out, and they painted in the little fire on the rim of his fin. There was a Godzilla movie from the 60s, the early 60s, that I saw when I was a kid. and that one scared me to death. He was eating some Japanese town, you know, and when you're a kid, you don't know one place from the other, so as far as I was concerned, he was right outside my door. You know, I didn't know it was Tokyo. Shark and a doll? I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. Oh, really? I didn't know that they did that about The Exorcist, Henry. That's interesting. Wow. Oh, Sharknado. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. But actually, the funny thing is, some of the weather events that have been happening recently, there have been sharks that have been showing up inland that have been, you know, brought in by hurricanes and typhoons. The Omen and Rosemary's Baby. Yep. Okay. So I can understand why those scared you. Definitely. Now, let me tell you what my favorite movie is. Yes, there is a King Kong versus Godzilla movie, yes. Sharknado is a comedy. To me, it was. I can't believe it was a serious effort. I think it was a serious effort to make money, but I don't think it was a, you know, serious effort, but yeah. Consistently, my favorite movie has been Forbidden Planet. Do you guys like that movie? I got a DVD copy of it, you know, in my collection, and I have ripped the DVD so it's a digital file, so it's easier for me to watch. But have you guys, you know, what's your opinion on Forbidden Planet? Yes, Morbius, a simple blaster. Robbie the Robot was fantastic in that. There's a guy in the suit. Salem's Lot with James Mason. Now, James Mason is a fantastic talent. I loved him in 20,000 Leagues. I thought personally, I thought Psycho was better than Psycho 2. Excuse me. But Psycho 2 came out, what, in the 80s? With, what's her face? Meg Tilly, right? Yeah. I think that's what you're talking about. This is great. Back in the States, at TV 38 in Boston, a good friend of mine worked there. His name is Dana Hersey. He was like one of the on-air talents, and he used to do a show called The Movie Loft. And I've known Dana since like 1985, and he took The Movie Loft to a cable channel and was doing that years later. Dana Hersey, I'm Dana Hersey. Dana had a great voice. This is Dana Hersey for The Movie Loft. He's a fantastic guy. He was actually in a couple episodes of Spencer for Hire, but really good voice talent. Super voice. And his knowledge of movies is astonishing. I mean, Dana, I wish Dana was here. He could talk about this stuff all day long. He really knows his movies, and he knows his actors too. And the other thing too is he's met a lot of these actors because he interviewed a lot of them for the show. So whenever a new movie would come out, there'd be like a junket somewhere, you know, and he would go to the junket and meet, you know, Sissy Spacek and, you know, did I say that right? Yeah, Spacek and whoever, you know, for whatever movie they came out. So sorry. You gotta have lip balm. I carry lip balm in my pocket at all times. All right, so any other candidates for the scariest movie? It's actually not too late. It's kind of early for me. I might go home and put on The Outer Limits. You guys hear that? Vietnam girls and Taiwanese men. You hear that, right? hear what's going on. Yes, that's the karaoke room next door. See, I got the big karaoke room. Some customers came in and took the little karaoke room. I told T, if the customers come in, kick me out. So that's funny. You went psycho? Is that what you mean? The Shining? Yeah, that's true. Was that Jack Nicholson? Yeah. But these ones that kind of border on the supernatural, I stay away from those. I prefer the science fiction ones. I've seen all the science fiction ones you can imagine. And the science fiction ones were they're the ones that used to scare the crap out of me. Although, I did see some vampire movies, but they were kind of ridiculous. They weren't even that scary. Across, yeah. Anyway. What can I say? The first Alien, I'm with you. I'm with you. I saw the first Alien movie with a friend of mine named Judd and his girlfriend and my girlfriend. Yes. I went to Judd's house. It was on HBO. I was reaching for my gun. I swear, that movie scared me to death. And the interesting thing is they really played the sexual content of that very interestingly. Like, you had all this nervous energy and nervous tension because the alien was killing everybody, and you never knew what corner it was around. And then Ripley gets into the escape pod, and she takes her clothes off, and she's standing there in a t-shirt with no bra and her underwear, looking all hot and stuff. And suddenly that energy turns into sexual energy. And I remember going like, "Oh, that's really." It wasn't even erotic, but I remember thinking how erotic it was, but it wasn't, if you know what I'm saying. It wasn't, she didn't show anything. It's just, but immediately after it turned back into fright. And I thought the way that movie manipulated your emotions was masterful. I think that in that simple regard, just that one aspect, that movie beat every other movie ever made. If you ever find anybody that's never seen Alien, you need to sit that person down and watch the movie and see what they think. Of course, I guess it's different if you're male or female. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you remember the scene? You know what I'm talking about? So, oh, you watched the Psycho movie in middle school auditorium, the bloody shower scene. Holy cow. Oh, I see. Wow. They showed some interesting movies. Then she peed. Yes, you remember that scene, Dave. Yeah, I don't remember about the pee. Mark, I don't remember the pee, but maybe you're joking. But yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. It really, really like manipulated your emotions. And because Alien was just, it was just so on all the time, on. You had to be on your guard. You had to be, on alert. Everything was a red alert. That thing was, loose, and it killed everybody one by one. And you could be next. It could be around the corner, So yeah, really. The Others. Okay. I wonder if that's on YouTube. I'm gonna check that out. Okay. So it's set during World War II. Is it supernatural or is it something about the war? Have to wait for a response on that. Really digging these comments on Periscope. Oh yeah, Periscope. Really digging these comments. Periscope like on YouTube with Streamlabs. Really digging these comments. Fantastic. And John Ho was here earlier, for those of you who don't know, asking about it, so he's going to check it out. So maybe John will be on on YouTube. The Others is a fascinating G movie. Really? You mean it's rated G? Is that what you mean? Interesting. That's cool. And was the premise supernatural or something about the war that was frightening about it? I'll have to check it out. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. I've heard of it. And so Nicole Kidman's not my favorite, but I can stand her enough to watch a movie. So gosh, I really would like to have Dana Hersey here talking about all these movies. He would know all of them. Knew every movie I ever imagined. Okay, the G was a typo. That's okay. No problem, Mark. Yep. So I'll have to check that out. I'm going to look at YouTube and see if YouTube has it, because YouTube has so many things. If you really want to have fun, go to YouTube and type Italian horror movies and see what comes up. Pretty amazing. So, guys, I think I gotta go. It's getting late. I want to get back to the house before it's too late. It's local time it's just 2200 hours. It's 10 o'clock local time. I want to get back before it's too late. I might be able to catch some Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. And I've also been watching Frasier and Seinfeld, because some of those I haven't seen. So thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a great welcome back after all this time. So yes, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. So odd things start to occur at the house. Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm going to be leaving on the 20th. Going to be leaving Taiwan on the 20th. Okay, no, please do, Henry. Link. I would appreciate that link, and I'll do the link for the Sound of Horror. I'm being sponsored by iVideo. They have graciously offered me a Wi-Fi box for the United States, and I think it works for Japan too. And so I'm going to be meeting Steve from Florida and some other scopers from the area in Florida. They've already set up a meeting place for us, and so we're going to, if circumstances permit, we're going to live stream. But I'm going to live stream anyway from my room and anywhere else that seems cool. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate you joining, and we'll see you next time. I will try. I think I'm going to be on Thursday. I'm going to be down in Kaohsiung. So we're going to be in Kaohsiung. Thank you very much, Henry. And Bernardo, you take care too. Thank you. I'm going to be in Kaohsiung. I'm leaving on Wednesday. So I can do a live stream from Kaohsiung, which is one of my favorite places. And I might go to the Cowboy Bar. I'm not sure. And if I do go to the Cowboy Bar, I'm definitely going to stream for there. So you guys take care, and we'll see you next time. Here comes the big finger. Have a good night, good afternoon, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Bye-bye now. Take care.